Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our very first Google Hangout. Obviously, we've just started the Hangout right now, and I apologize. You may hear some noise in the background here. I'm currently at a location where there's a little baby who's just going to sleep. So sometimes this does take a little bit. I'm just going to wait for a little bit here. Simply because nobody is in the room participating. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't people who are not watching this live, not streaming this live. And so what we often find is in these first few sessions is people are getting used to how this works exactly, is that there's some confusion between watching it and participating in it and things like that. There's often emails coming in that I have to attend to. And so these first sessions can sometimes be a little bit chaotic. What I am going to do is just change a couple of settings so that hopefully as people come in, it's a little bit easier for them. I'm also going to send out another invitation to the circle. So if you've sent me an email, you should have an invitation with your Google address. You should have an invitation coming to you right now. So that is okay. Apparently now I'm presenting to everyone, as it says. So I don't know what people were able to watch before, and we're just going to see. It is again. This first little bit, as some of you are joining, the first little bit tends to be a little bit more chaotic. What you want to do is to sort of go accept the invitation to participate in this, and then we should be able to see you live. And we've got a question session here. So here is your chance to answer any or have any questions, post those up, have them answered. I'm just going to go surf around the net here for a little bit and just sort of see where people are at. Some people are watching this, maybe adding comments at the moment. Some people may be a little bit confused as to exactly what's going on. So it does take a little bit of time to get this all up and running and everybody in the same place to start off. So we do have 3 of you here. And I'm just going to, again, take a look, apparently scratch my head a little bit. And of course, do invite you into the room. All right. I'm going to just check my email here really quickly. We have Shakira has joined us and should be coming up to the screen. I'm just going to take a quick look here. Hello, Shakira. How are you this evening? All up and running and everybody in the same place to start off. So and I think we can see your... I'm just going to take a look, scratch my head a little bit. And of course, do invite you into the room. All right, Shakira, you are now in. We've got Chong Pao. Check my email. We have Shakira has joined us. And Shakira, you may want to, I think you're viewing this at the same time as you are, I think you're viewing this, I'm just going to make a quick change here. You're viewing this at the same time as you're participating in it. So you'll definitely want to turn off the viewing portion of it because you're going to be getting a little bit of feedback and we won't be able to hear you. Chong, welcome to the, or Chong Chow, I hope I'm saying that okay. Welcome to the room. And Chong, we're going to give you the room for a quick second to say a quick hello. All right. Okay. Shakira, I'm going to give the room to you for a quick second. And we'll let you, hello. I'm just going to unmute your microphone. It was going in the background there, so I'm going to unmute you. There we go. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Excellent. Nice to see you again, Shakira. Okay, Chong is no longer presenting that we know, and I think Chong's left. So there are still some people to be joining the room. I don't imagine you want to be on the broadcast there full time, so I'll come back to here. You still, even though you're not on the broadcast, Shakira, and to anybody who watches this afterwards, you're still able to speak. So maybe just say a quick hello and tell us about any stock that you might be thinking about purchasing, Shakira, just so we have a little bit of content here.
Okay. Again, hello, everybody. I actually just kind of started looking at stuff. I haven't really picked anything yet.
Okay.
But from my last investments class with you, right? So I'm still looking at Michael Kors, and Citi is a big stock for me because I used to work there, right?
Right. Pardon me.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you're probably like most people. You're in that initial stage of figuring out what the heck is going on here and what am I supposed to be doing. Would that be correct?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. So we are about 7 minutes in here. We are recording this. So hopefully some of the rest of you will be able to join us here. I'm going to send out the invitation one more time. We'll wait another minute or so, and then we'll actually get started with a little bit of sort of tonight's, if you want to call it lesson. It's more like guidance tonight. So I've posted the invitation again to anybody who had wanted to come on. So you'll just accept that invitation. Now, because you are here in the room, Shakira, we're going to give you first shot at this. You had a chance to maybe review some of the documents. What is it that is, and we can maybe put this up to think about as we go through, what is it that you're looking for a little bit more clarity on, or that sort of thing in terms of simulations and planning and all of that?
Honestly, I really haven't had a chance to go through all the docs yet. So I'm not exactly sure what it is that I'm going to be doing. I wasn't exactly sure what this was going to be about. So I was like, let me just kind of get in here and figure it out from the beginning. So I haven't really read anything yet.
Perfect. No, and I don't think you're alone in that. We just have a question here, and I've put up a question form for people to go with. Chong Chow, I do not have a webcam and a microphone now, and so that's perfectly fine. At the moment, not having a microphone or a webcam is fine. Obviously, not able to participate as much in the sessions. You will, of course, need a microphone and a webcam by the time you write the final. And this is really important for everybody who's watching this now, everybody who watches this recorded afterwards. A microphone and a webcam are vital for the final. If you don't have those, and if you don't have ones that are functioning, then you won't be able to record yourself doing the final, and you will get a 0 on the final. You're going to see me emphasizing that week after week after week in the emails. I'll apologize for that now. Okay, but for this week, it should be fun. Well, let's just get started here, and maybe where we will start. And again, I'm just getting used to this after a year of not having done it. Maybe where we will start is, I'm just going to open up a document for everybody to look at, and it's the course outline document. So maybe, I know Shakira, you're on your computer. There are some of you who are watching at home. Just get that course outline document out. I'll show you what it looks like here really quickly. You can, of course, find it in Moodle. And maybe that's how I'll do this. I'll just go into Moodle and I'll open it up from there. So, okay, in Moodle, let's go to, I'm started figuring this out. Okay. So now, Shakira, just to make sure that I've got this right, you should see a web page now on your screen. Is correct?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, fantastic. And just to make sure that I really do have this right here, right now what you'll probably see is the actual course page, no?
Yep, correct.
Fantastic. For everyone, I'm just going to scroll down here. And of course, mine, maybe I'll just make mine look like yours. My apologies here. No, wrong spot. It's not making this easy for me. Well, you'll get a chance to see now, I guess, what my page looks like. Obviously, it has some more things than yours. In the first part of the course, you'll see we've got course outline, the week-by-week course guide, which I sent out to people, and then the document that I've just sent to people this afternoon and evening. We're going to start with the course outline. So open that up really, really quickly, and we should have it here. Shakira, are you able to see that on your screen? I'll probably be relying on you a lot for that.
Okay, yep.
Okay. So we'll go through it really, really simply. Introduction to the course. You should realize we're in a stock market simulation course. This talks about, in the course delivery, how unique this course is. We're assuming you've got a lot of the information already from the investments class, those of you who are joining the course now. And really a lot of the content is going to be coming from you. So when you're asking, how do I find a good stock? Really, it's me saying, okay, how do you think you should find a good stock? And that's where the content is coming from. What is a good strategy? My question is going to be, what do you think a good strategy is? So the course content in terms of strategy planning comes from you. The textbook really serves to help you develop those strategies. So that's really, really, really important to mention. We have down here that we are doing 2 simulations, a buy and hold simulation and an active trading simulation. Both simulations use stock track, and this means that students will actually need to create 2 separate stock track accounts. I'm just going to flip to stock track really quickly here. And some of you may be able to hear a baby who's not terribly pleased about the bath they're having right now. So this is stock track. Obviously, you would register for it here. The easiest way of going about it is to just use these links that we have further on down the page. I'm just trying to find, yeah. So here, if you use these links, this will take you right to both of the courses. So you go into stock track, and what you'll be doing, you'll have one separate account that is dedicated to, and of course mine again looks much different than yours. A separate account dedicated to your buy and hold portfolio. That's the first portfolio we create, and another one to the active portfolio. So this will give you a bit of a view of what your portfolio looks like to start off. Get a sense of that there. Obviously, if you haven't bought anything, no open position. So that's that. The course evaluation, you are graded on how well you do in the simulation. So I'll talk about that in a second. You also have some requirements. I'll talk about that. You're going to create a buy and hold plan. I'm going to go a lot more into that this evening, as well as a stock trading journal. So that's how we're evaluating the course. And again, this is just a list of that. You're going to participate in, again, 2 simulations. And in fact, I'm going to put myself up on the screen there for a second. There we go. I'm going to stop that. Sorry, I'm getting used to this again myself. 2 simulations, 2 accounts, 1 account for each simulation. I'm emphasizing this because about a week from now, I'm going to get questions from students who haven't done any work asking how many accounts that they need. So we'll get that out of the way right away. We'll just go back to sharing this. Okay. Anything so far, Shakira, from you?
Nope, so far I'm good.
All right. Trying to get through this as quickly as we can here so that it's not so boring. So the first account you're going to buy is a buy and hold account. So it's going to be exactly 20 stocks here's how you're going to get marked. And again, the mark is based on where you fall within the class. So if you're in the top 25% of your sharps ratio and your final ranking, you get 100%. The next 50% get 80%. If you are in the top 90%, then you get 60%. Only the bottom 10%, quote unquote, fail. So this is really that idea of part of your grade is based on performance. And if we think about what are you graded on in the real world, you're graded on your performance in the stock market.
Yeah.
Here are the caveats. If you beat the S&P 500 index, and there is actually a way of almost ensuring that you automatically receive 100%. If you show any profit at all, you're going to get 18 out of 20. 18 out of 30 on the course. Now, I sent out the email tonight about these deadlines. Those have been changed. This has been changed too, so you'll need to have this done by Thursday the 14th, and our first day is going to be Friday the 15th for those dates. So I sent that out tonight. You'll want to make those adjustments. The active trading account, it will be the second account we go through. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit further on. Again, you are graded based on your performance. You beat the S&P 500, you get 20 out of 20. Show a profit, you get 12 out of 20. And sometimes students will completely wipe out their account and have to buy a new one. So that means the most you'd be able to get is 60%. You need to be started that by the 17th of May, and trading is going to be done on starting on the 18th. So the big difference between these two accounts, this buy and hold account, you choose 20 stocks and you just see how they perform. You don't get to change those throughout the semester. The active trading account, you can buy and sell stocks as little or as much as you want. Well, not as little as you want. You need to do at least, I'm going to go back to the screen here really quickly. You need to do at least 5 trades per week once we start. And we're not going to start until the 3rd week. All right. So go ahead.
Sorry.
Shakira.
For the active trading, we're doing 20 accounts as well?
Great question. So not 20 accounts. I bet you meant 20 securities, didn't you?
Sure.
Sure. All right. So the active trading, you can purchase as many or as few stocks as you want in that portfolio.
Okay.
And it's going to be changing all the time. You're going to be wanting to, maybe in week 1, purchase 3 stocks. In week 2, you might say, stock number 1, I don't think it's going to advance anymore, so I'll sell that. And you may find something else to buy. So you're constantly trading, constantly finding ways of looking at new profit. And throughout the semester, we're going to examine some different ways of doing that, some different strategies that you can use to make decisions as to when to buy, when to sell. Okay. So it's a little bit different. It's the one that you're going to be keeping track of day after day after day after day. The buy and hold, you buy them, and then you let them be.
Okay.
Okay. Pardon me. Still suffering from a bit of a cold here. So we'll just keep going through this then really quickly. There we go. So you should again see, now again, you see the I'm assuming you see the document in front of you as opposed to my face, yes?
Right.
Okay, good. Simulation requirements. So we mentioned this briefly. In the active trading portfolio, you need to trade at least 5 times a week so that you're clear, buying is one trade, selling is another. So you need to do that at least 5 times per week, 50 trades during the 5 weeks. Now, at the beginning of each week, you're going to have to post your action plan, how you intend to trade. At the end of the week, you're going to post a self-reflection. How you think you did, what you were thinking when you did the trades. We'll talk about that a little bit more tonight. By default, you start off with 100%. Well, 15% of your grade is the simulation requirements here. You start off with 100% of that. So as long as you're keeping up your minimum trades, as long as you remember to do your action plan in time and your self-reflection in time, by the time you get to the end of the semester, if you've done all of those, 100% on that portion of the course. Anytime you miss one, we deduct 3%. So what do I mean by that? So let's say you, in week 3, forget to complete the minimum amount of trades. Well, your grade goes from 15% to 12%. So you're not getting the full grade there. So, and this is really, really easy to do. Like, it's, in a way, it's just a participation mark. It's a little bit of a note on the action plan. So the action plan needs to be done for the upcoming week. And the self-reflection, it's due on the Monday, but it's reflecting on the week past. So, for example, this upcoming Monday, and I've got to now remember the dates in my head, is going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, is the 11th. Had we been trading this week, then the post due on the 11th would have been reflecting all the trades you did this week.
Oh.
Hopefully we're clear there. The buy and hold plan. I'm going to start talking about this in a quick second there, and the Trading Journal will talk about that in a second. You have 2 quizzes to complete. Now, these quizzes are going to be based on your study guides in your textbook, and you have until the last day of the semester to complete them. They're in Moodle. Final exam, we've mentioned. It's a 2-hour final exam. It will be on the options and trading strategies, as well as all the material in the textbook. You will be required to have a webcam, microphone, and know how to record your own Google Hangout session. This is what allows us to have you write remotely and not have to come into Nate to actually write your exams. So without this, and you will have a chance to make sure everything works in the days leading up to the exam. Without this, though, we can't give you a grade. So what do you need for the course? Well, you need to obviously have a Google account, and you need to have a webcam. You need to, so yeah, we mentioned the webcam. You need to have a Google account. You need to have the stock track accounts. And here are your textbooks. Now, we've got the custom Investment Fusion Bringing It All Together textbook. You also will need information about options. So the first place to go is the textbook that you would have had, for those of you who have taken FNCE 2280, the textbook from that. You have that, then the options and the futures in that is available for you. If you don't, what you can do is use, because we are allowed to copy parts of the textbook, use the copies of the textbook. I'm just trying to pull it up. I believe I sent those to you the other day.
19.
They did. You did get them, yes?
Chapter 19 and 20?
Yes, exactly. And actually, I guess I can go back here and Moodle. My computer is starting to melt down on me, it looks like. But yeah, chapters 19 and 20, they're available for you. These options, oh, here we go. So, and yeah, we can see that here in Moodle, we've actually put them right in there for you. Chapters 19, chapter 20. So those are for the final exam. I'll scroll to the bottom. These optional books, you will not get tested on them, but these are all sorts of ideas that you can use to help create your trading plan and your trading strategies. All right. How are we doing there so far, Shakira?
Good.
All right.
What? One question, sorry.
Yeah, of course. Don't, my goodness, could you be any more Canadian with the sorry? Go ahead now.
The self-reflection on Monday. So we don't have to do a self-reflection since we're not trading this week?
Exactly. We're not going to do self-reflections until we actually start trading.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into that right now. And you may want to have your trading requirements document up and ready. That will be the document that I just sent out in Moodle, trading planning and simulation requirements document. So I'll bring that up now on the screen.
Okay.
So, and for those of you who are watching right now at home, this is the document we're talking about. So trading planning requirements. And again, it emphasizes that you need to create 2 accounts, one for your buy and hold simulation, and then one for the active trading simulation. And so what we're going to go through here is how the way we've organized this is to do the buy and hold simulation first, and then the active trading simulation second. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. It's described in the week-by-week guide, and so students should be using that week-by-week guide to kind of get a sense of what's going on. So what we want to do, and we should have a PowerPoint presentation slide here in front of you now. I'll talk about that in a second. So the way this kind of works out is week 1, preparation. Week 2 is we want to plan and buy stocks for the buy and hold simulation. So week 2 then, this is when the buy and hold simulation starts. And let's go spell simulation correctly. I'm trying to do this on the fly. And so you need to have all of those done by the end of the week. And we've moved the date back again. I think I mentioned that already, and I sent it out in the email. Week 3 then, week 3, we start on the active trading simulation. And so what you'll do is you will create your action plan. Then you will trade securities. And notice I say securities. It will mostly be stock, but you can use options and futures and everything like that. You will also be documenting your trades with your trade journal and trade spreadsheet. We'll talk about that as we get closer to trading. And then at the end of the week, you will do your self-reflection. So what we have really here, we create our plan to start the week, we trade during the week, and at the end of the week, we sort of reflect on what we do. Now, the document, the trading securities document, describes both of these simulations. So what, again, is going to happen, the buy and hold simulation comes first. So this gets you a chance to sort of to get the idea of planning. So the first thing is you're going to create a plan, and you're going to hand in that plan. So obviously, before you buy stocks, you need to have a plan. You need to have a philosophy. And so this plan will contain your philosophy. You'll then, and you use that philosophy to, so in it is, you're going to create your investing philosophy. And then with that philosophy, what you're going to do is you're going to buy your 20 securities. And that can be stocks, that can be mutual funds, that can be ETFs. Not futures, not options. Just going to focus on stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. Okay? So in our, and I'm going to go back now to the document itself. So I'm just going to go to screen share here again. In our document, I think this is the one I want. that is what we have. Now you should see the document in front of you, Shakira.
Yep.
Okay, great. So in the first part here, we're describing how you register for StockTrack. We're describing how you actually purchase stock. So there's a great YouTube video on that. And then the dates by which you need to do that. So obviously this date has changed and this date has changed. So we've made this the, I believe this is the 14th. That's the 15th now. To start trading, you need to create your plan. And this is what we describe here, how we really break the plan into two parts. We have a generalized philosophy as to what we think is a good stock. So we might want to divide that into a couple of sections. We might say, you know, I'm going to pick 3 transportation stocks. I want to pick 2 stocks that are large cap. I want to pick 3 stocks that have a large dividend yield. I want to pick 5 stocks that are considered growth stocks. Whatever it is, that will be contained in your philosophy. And then you're going to use your philosophy to actually choose the stocks. I'm going to give you a quick example of what I mean by that. So we take a look at this philosophy down here, or the philosophy that we have here that says I want to look for train companies and I want to look for companies with a PE lower than 10. So this is where using a program like FNCE or any other stock screener is going to be helpful. Now, Shakira, can you see the FNCE in front of you right now on the screen? Okay. So notice my philosophy said that I wanted to find stocks with a PE, a price to earnings ratio, that was less than 10. So I go to here, and any screener can do this. Every screener is a little bit different, so you'll have to know your screener. But I would put in under 10, and it filters out all sorts of stocks for me. I then would, and let's see if we have it on this one right here, have the industry. I would then ask it to filter out the industry. Now, I've chosen trains, for example, so it might not be that there's a trains industry. So we're going to have to know a little bit, but we might have, for example, transportation, which we don't. Oh my goodness gracious. So there's actually a really, here's the sneaky way to figure that out. I'm going to see if I can find them all. I'm going to reset this screen. So again, I have not happen to know this company. It is in the, oh, there is a railroads industry. So I go in and I go industry, railroads. I'm going to delete that. I'll reset this. We'll go right from that. So even I have troubles with this from time to time. Let's go back to screener here. There we go. I'll completely reset. So I know I want to look for stocks according to my philosophy. I've said I want to look at railroads under 10 PE. So there's my railroads, and now I go into my and again, you're probably gonna have to play around with this. Under 10. And so now here is my stock. So I would then go into StockTrack and I would purchase this. And in my philosophy, so I've described the philosophy in a page, and then I'll, with 2 to 3 sentences, describe, and I've got that right here for each stock. I have this TRI now or TRN that I found. So in 2 to 3 sentences, I'll describe why I chose TRN, how it fit into my philosophy. And then once I've got my 20 stocks from my philosophy, I go in and I buy them. And yeah, we can see we've changed it down here. Questions so far? How are we feeling with that? That you first plan what you're going to buy, and then we go out and buy them. How are we doing, Shakira?
Yeah,
Thumbs up?
good. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thumbs
And
up.
of course, thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right. Anybody watching this afterwards, if you want some clarification on that, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. Securities traded in an American market or global? Great question here. So I see that coming up. And Chong Chow, you've done a really good job of, and I really appreciate how you're using the questions, even though you don't have the webcam right now. You can select stocks from all around the world. I've opened it up so it doesn't just have to be North American markets. It can be anywhere in the world. And in fact, you may specify that. You may say, for example, I want to choose stocks. I want to choose 5 stocks that are on the Brazilian stock exchange, for example. So good question. Good question. All right. That needs to be handed into Moodle. I'll show you how to do that in a quick second. The second part is the active trading simulation. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint here and discuss how we're going to do the active trading simulation. It's a good idea to have to start with a philosophy. So again, just like the buy and hold plan, you're going to have a active trading philosophy. You don't have to hand this in. Do not have to hand this in. What you're going to do is let it inform you week to week to week how you're going to trade. So maybe you're deciding to trade Bollinger Bands. Maybe you're deciding to trade only in specific industries. What you'll do then, to start the week, you will write your action plan. That's what you're going to do during the week, how you intend to trade, what you're going to be looking at. During the week, you're going to have a couple of things you will do. First, you're going to trade. But you are also going to document each trade and describe trades in your journal. And as I said, we'll talk more about the journal later on. We're only going to ask you to describe 1 trade per week in your journal, but you need to document all of them with a trading spreadsheet. And one of the pages that's especially in your textbook that's really going to help you out with this, of course, all of the things that we assign in the textbook are going to help you out, but pages 251 to 260 really get into this documentation. At the end of the week, then, you are going to, sorry, I'm just getting a message from my spouse here, things that I need to take with me to Victoria. Should have turned that off. At the end of the week, you're going to do your self-reflection. So that's how your week in general is going to look. And it's going to look really weird here for a second, so just bear with me. That is how your week in general is going to look once we get into the active trading simulation. The buy and hold simulation is week 2. So next week, you are going to create this, and you're going to create all of your stocks. You're going to start that one, and it continues on by itself. You don't ever touch it. Week 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you're going to be working on your active trading simulation. And so you should expect, and I've put this into the document, into your readings or into your handouts, you should expect a minimum of 1 hour per day working on this. because you need to document each trade. And one of the reasons we document is because we're analyzing ourselves. We need to learn from ourselves. To do well, you should actually expect more. You should expect to spend 2 to 3 hours per day preparing and working on your strategies. There's going to be a lot of reading to do during the week to get to incorporate new ideas into your strategies, to read about different ways of trading stocks, so you're doing it systematically. Okay, so these are sort of some of the expectations that we're going to have for you. This, of course, it's not every day of the week, only during business days. So Monday to Friday. So just like a regular class, of course, with a shortened schedule, condensed schedule, you would expect to have 8 hours of class per week, plus any homework. That's what we do expect here. Questions there, Shakira, before I go off of this screen?
No. Still good.
All right. Can I change my philosophy? Oh, this is a great question. Sean, can I change my philosophy? Absolutely, you can. And in fact, I would encourage you to change it. One of the reasons that we have the journal and we have the self-reflection is so that you can analyze your actions. So for example, you might find that you're using a moving average to make your decisions, and you find it's a really bad way of going about it. Change your philosophy. At the end of the day, your goal is to win. So absolutely, change your philosophy, and you should be. You're going to be learning along the way. If you have a winning philosophy to start off, and it always won, you probably don't need this course anymore. You probably don't need a degree anymore. You can go out and make millions on the stock market, and I should be talking to you. So that's a fantastic question. And part of what you're doing in your self-reflection is saying, it might be saying, I tried it this way this week. Here's what I want to try next week. In your action plan, then, you will say, this week, here's what I want to try trading with. So hopefully that's clear for you there, Sean. Okay. So that is your that's a general overview of the course. The last thing I'm going to mention, I'm just going to go back to it right now. One of the documents that I've prepared to help you through is the week-by-week course guide. Okay, so this, you may want to open that up. This is giving you a sense of what you should be doing each week in the course. All right, so make sure that you're doing that. Each week, at the beginning of the week, I'll send out an email. It will tell you when our Google Hangout for that week is going to be. And I will try and change it up because different people have different schedules. We want to give everybody an opportunity. I didn't share that. I should probably start sharing this screen here. So again, and I'll do that from time to time. I'll get so excited about what we're talking about. There we go. That I'll forget to actually share the screen. So here we go. This is your week-by-week guide. We may be making changes to this throughout the semester, so be aware of that. But yeah, this gives you a general guideline what you should be doing each week. In Moodle, then, I'm just going to see if I can get this up and going. Usually Moodle will allow me to view this as if I am you. There we go. So in Moodle, and I'm still populating this calendar here. There are some things like your weekly journal entry or your weekly journal entries I won't put in there, things like that. So again, here's your guide. And the way you read Moodle is that each module will go week to week to week. So again, another reminder for you. Here's how we are going, what we're doing this week. Some more suggested readings for you. Again, stock track stuff. Next week, I'm going to try and keep this a few weeks ahead. I don't want to put the whole course out at once because we will change things from week to week to week week. So again, here's some more information for you, some more suggested readings. As we're dealing with intended topics, each week these will change. And here we go, for example, in week 3, your action plan. So week 3 is the first week you need an action plan. All you would do then, beginning of the week, you would come in here, add a new discussion topic, put your name in here, and then here is my action plan. And you will post that each week. So that's a general overview of what you're doing week to week to week. Obviously, then, I'm just going to leave this page here and back. Obviously, then, I don't have the 4th week. In the 4th week, what you would see is action plan and self-reflection. So that's sort of a bit of an overview as to how we want to get this going. Now, usually what I do is at this point I help people actually go through and make their stock selections and show them how to register for StockTrack. I don't imagine, Shakira, that we're at that point quite yet.
No.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty, young lady. So why don't we conclude the broadcast for tonight? Perhaps beginning of next week, we'll look at on Monday showing people how to go in, buy stocks. There's that information there already, but we might get together as a group and do it. So I can share my screen with you, you can share your screen with me, and we can work through problems together for everybody as a group. Other than that, I'm just going to check back in here and see if there were any comments that were made as we went along and things that people wanted answered. Okay, so we'll go in. And sometimes there are comments, so I'll just refresh this. It looks like we're okay. Doesn't look like there were any comments made, so that's fine. If there's nothing else then for tonight, we will call it an evening.
Oh, one question.
No! Of course.
So, okay, our deadline for setting up the buy, hold accounts is Thursday?
Thursday next week.
Thursday next week, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we can, like, let's say I set mine up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tomorrow, let's say I figure out my philosophy, I pick them, I set it up. Let's just say by Monday, I change my mind, I can switch it up, right?
Be careful. Because
Okay.
what will happen, yeah, this is a great point. What will happen is if you bought your 20 stocks, it will not allow you to get out of one and get into another.
Okay.
So it's really, really important, and maybe I'll send out an email to the whole class right after this is done, just to address that.
Okay.
It's really important that you know exactly the 20 you want before you buy them.
Okay.
Because you don't have, now that's only for the buy and hold.
Right. Yeah.
Once you've selected the stock, it only allows you to do it 20 times. Once you've selected the stock, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. So really important to have that plan in place. Really important to have written out the 20 stocks you're going to buy prior to buying them.
Okay.
Okay. Great question. In fact, I will follow up with an email for the whole class.
Cool.
Anything else?
Nope, not for me.
All right. And as you're the only one in the room, I don't see any other questions here. So we will call that an evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you do have further questions, do not hesitate to use some of the tools available. So obviously you can email me. A couple other places you can ask questions, and I would actually encourage you to ask your questions here rather than just in an email. Student questions. That way everybody can come in and take a look. And so, for example, Pierre today had a question about Google Hangouts. So will they be recorded like Adobe Connect sessions? And we answered that here. So your question may have already been answered. I would encourage you to ask the question here first. Other things that you can do, of course, if you want one of these sorts, and of course I didn't share the screen. I'm going to share the screen again. My fault. Here we go. Now, Shakira, just so I know, because I haven't been on the other end of this, to get into the Hangout, did you just click on the link in the email, or maybe you can describe how you did that?
Okay, which initially I clicked on the link and then it just kind of sat there because you weren't ready yet. And then when you sent
Right.
the invite,
So you had, sorry, go ahead.
When you sent the invite, I first had to find out where it was. Because it rang on my phone and it rang on my computer. So I did the phone, but the phone wouldn't take it. It kept dropping. And so I had to just click accept when I got into the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that once the invite came, then you were ready for it, and it should appear on the screen. Okay, great. And we can do that with anybody at any time. If you want to, people do not need to wait for these sessions. You can, at any time, get together with me, and we can have one of these Google Chats. In fact, you may see me, and I've got myself labeled as FNCE 3281, Spring 2015. If you see me in, not my business Google page, where is it? Sometimes you can see the sort of who's online and who's not.
Yeah.
If you see me online, you can ask me a question. Now, if I happen to be, for example, changing my daughter's diaper, I might not answer you. But otherwise, yeah, I'll be there online. You can, by all means, let me know. All right. If that's everything, we might as well call this an end to the evening. I will send out a link to this to everybody in the class. I will, in that, talk about, what was that I was going to talk about? Right, the fact that you need to have all 20 stocks set up. And then look forward to questions. We do have one more question. In the active account, each week is a minimum 5 trades or securities. That is correct. That is, you can do more. You can do more, you just can't do less. So I hope, Chong, that answered your question. It doesn't look like we have anything else. If there are, please feel free to first post to the student questions, second email me. Other than that, for all of you who are viewing, for Shakira who participated in the session, thank you very much. We will talk sometime next week.
Okay.
All right. Bye now.
Good night.